Well, welcome back. At issue today, Bilaal Rajan's humanitarian work around the world. It seems Bilaal will go to any lengths to raise money, even go without shoes for a week. A few years ago, he started the Barefoot Challenge. He encouraged young people across Canada to go without shoes for 1 hour each day for a week. Bilaal himself went out without shoes for the entire week. Check it out.
And the initiative that I started is called the Barefoot Challenge, and they'll be challenging not only myself but others to go barefoot as well, just to realize what it's like to be an underprivileged child in another country that doesn't have a simple thing like shoes. Not just the fact that they don't have shoes, but I think it's the fact that they don't have other simple things, whether it be education, whether it be clean water, food, that we take for granted each and every day here in Canada. I want each and every one of you to go for 1 hour for 1 day barefoot, to realize what it's like for less privileged children in other parts of the world. And I ask you to join me. So find your passion, make some difference, and make change. Remember, together we can make a difference.
And joining me is a shoed Bilaal Rajan. Skyping me on the phone from Haiti is the former director of UNICEF Canada, Nigel Fisher. Welcome to the show, Nigel.
Hi, Kevin.
Bilaal, I want to start with you and your shoes. They're lovely shoes, by the way.
Thank you.
Where did you get the idea for the Barefoot Challenge?
The Barefoot Challenge is basically an idea that I came up with as I walked the World Partnership Walk. And the World Partnership Walk happens in cities all over Toronto and works to alleviate global poverty. And
this is an Aga Khan project?
It is, an Aga Khan Development Network project, and it works to alleviate global poverty. And when I was younger, the walk used to hurt my feet a lot, and I used to complain about it. But I still used to raise funds for the cause. And then I had the opportunity to travel to different countries around the world where I saw how kids had to walk without shoes for miles and kilometers just to get water that may or may not be clean, to go to school if they had the opportunity, or to work in fields and farms. And coming back to Canada, I realized how fortunate we are and how much we take for granted the things that we have here, especially shoes. And the Barefoot Challenge was just an idea to raise awareness, and I asked people to go barefoot for a couple of days or a week. And I went for a whole week this past year and the week before that, just to be able to raise awareness about the fact that we have so much and others have so little, and we need to recognize that. And it's not a fundraising campaign. It's
it's strictly awareness, but you have raised lots of money, over $5 million, a lot of it for UNICEF Canada. And I want to ask you, Nigel, when you first heard about this kid who wanted to be involved with UNICEF, had raised this money, what were your thoughts?
Well, I met Bilaal first in October 2005 when I came on board as president of UNICEF Canada, and Bilaal had already been working with us by then to raise funds for tsunami-affected kids in Indonesia, Thailand, and so on. I must say, I've been meeting outstanding young people all of my working life with UNICEF, and there are many young people with great leadership qualities. So I was glad to meet a young man, Bilaal, with those kind of qualities right in Canada. So we made him a UNICEF Canada youth representative, and we sat down with him to say, okay, how can we continue the initiative that he had already started with the tsunami?
Why did you decide to make him a youth representative?
Well, it's because Bilaal has a combination of features which I think young leaders have, and he's a role model, and it's I think when young people meet Bilaal, and then, I can't remember how old you were then, Bilaal, not even 10, I think, but their jaws drop when a person of their age or even younger speaks so articulately and with so much passion and commitment about kids in other parts of the world and how it's our obligation to help them. And I think, he has the brains, he has a commitment, but he also has a couple of things that are really important that we are attracted by. One is creativity, coming up with all his ideas, like his Barefoot Challenge. And by the way, his feet marks are now enshrined in UNICEF Canada in plaster of Paris for all to see. And,
what an honor.
And he's also very determined. So these are great qualities. And over the years, we traveled quite a bit together to different parts of Canada to talk to other young people. And as I said, I can say all I like as an adult, but when young people meet other people of their own age, then they really listen. So that's the attraction of having a young representative like Bilaal.
What about people who would argue that this is too much for a child, that you have to keep children protected from these sorts of injustices in the world? Nigel,
do you mean to exploit a young man and make him go around the country speaking?
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that to kids.
Well, I spent my life working on issues of youth exploitation, and it usually relates to kids working down mines or kids working in carpet factories or fireworks factories or being exploited or sexually abused. So I think when a young person actually wants to help and wants to raise money, I don't think this is exploitation. I think this is inspiration.
Now, Bilaal, just before we went on camera, you had been to Haiti. You've worked in Haiti to raise money for Haiti, and you were asking Nigel about the situation there. Why did you decide to get involved in Haiti?
I've never actually had the opportunity to go to Haiti. I actually really wanted to when I first got involved, but the situation was a little too violent for me to be able to go at the age of 8. But I started raising funds for Haiti when I was 8, selling cookie boxes actually door to door at my school. It started actually at school during recess. And I skipped recess to sell these cookie boxes inside, so I thought I was making like this ultimate sacrifice to skip recess. But no, it was that was actually the first big fundraiser that I did. We ended up raising $6,000 selling cookie boxes and about $500,000 worth of goods from large corporations like Heinz and Apotex. And I think just the reason was I was actually browsing through the newspaper looking for just different articles interested me, and I came across this plea from UNICEF, and it asked people to donate to this hurricane in Haiti, and it had this picture of a child crying. And the sense that came into my head was, why shouldn't other children in other parts of the world have exactly what we have here and what we take for granted? And that's just something that's kept me going for quite a while.
And what's it like being this child, youth now? You're the youth, you've been promoted to youth spokesman for UNICEF. What's that experience been like?
I think it's great, just being able to go out there and really just do your best in trying to inspire others to make a difference. And the reason I agreed to be able to, I guess, partner up with UNICEF was simply because they're a great organization, and I truly support their values in helping in helping children around the world, because children really are the future of this world, and that's absolutely what I believe. And I think it's been a great opportunity being able to travel across Canada, doing my best to inspire others to make a difference.
Nigel, I mean, the world has been watching Haiti, and you're there right now, and Bilaal has contributed lots of money for the cause. How are things going in Haiti right now?
Well, I think we're just at the beginning. I think it's so important for people to know that the earthquake, it was a terrible natural disaster. It led to a lot of deaths, a lot of damage, a lot of displacement of people. But what we're doing now is not just rebuilding from the earthquake. Even before the earthquake, the situation for the poor, and especially for poor kids in Haiti, was a disaster. Most didn't have access to clean water, to sanitation, to regular meals. More than half kids didn't go to school. I could go on and on. There were many kids who were forced to be sent by their parents to orphanages just to get a decent meal a day. There were others who were sent by the parents to work in towns because they couldn't afford to keep them. So the situation in Haiti is not about rebuilding after an earthquake. We actually want transformation. We want a different life for kids in the future. So in the first few months, our focus has been very much on helping people to survive, those who are displaced in camps, making sure they have regular food, water, healthcare. But the long term is much more fundamental. How can we make sure that all kids go to school, even the poorest? How can we make sure that poor families have access to clean drinking water and regular health care? And then there's a lot of work going on job creation, reviving of the economy, especially agriculture. Because without jobs, people can't, obviously, families can't survive. So it's really focusing on the long term. And it's going to be many years before we really see a Haiti that's fit for children.
And I guess ultimately, Bilaal, that's why you got you knew this. It wasn't just an earthquake. You've been involved for years in Haiti. Someone is watching right now and wants to find out more about the work you're doing, to support you in any way, to make donations. How can they get involved?
Well, if you visit makingchangenow.com, if you go to that website, you can find out everything about the work that I've done since the age of 4 when I started selling clementines right up until now. I just really want to thank you so much for this opportunity, and if you want to email me, Bilaal at makingchangenow.com. Check out my book. It's called Making Change, Tips from an Underage Overachiever. I did not choose the title. And no, I just really want to thank you for this opportunity. It's opportunities like this that really give the the chance to spread the message and make a difference.
If someone is watching right now who's, I don't know, 4 or 14, what advice would you give to them if they're thinking, oh, there's nothing I can do, I'm not an adult, etc.? What would you say to them?
2 things. 3 things, actually. First is find your passion. Because if you don't know where you're going, you're not going to go anywhere. Second of all is take action. Because there's that line from doing nothing to doing something. And it's that first step. It's the most important step, and it is the hardest. And lastly, never give up. As I said before, winners never quit, and quitters never win. So it's time to start, and quitting's never going to do any good for anyone, not yourself and the people you're trying to help.
Well, thank you very much for coming in today and sharing your story. And thank you, Nigel, for your time today. I appreciate talking with us and all the work that you're doing in Haiti.
Thanks, Kevin, and take care, Bilaal. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much, Nigel.
Well, that's it for this edition of At Issue for Teens. You can go to our website, ichannel.ca, to watch this entire episode online. Just click on Video on Demand at Issue for Teens. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook and email feedback to comments at ichannel.ca. I'm Kevin O'Keefe. Thanks for watching.